Well, the Rush looking to make it back-to-back wins against the Wichita Thunder after a 4-3 overtime victory last night. Dave Smith, Rush head coach and GM, along with us. You know, a back-and-forth game in that you would punch, they'd counterpunch. You had 3 one-goal leads in regulation. Wichita answering all 3. The Rush get the final goal in overtime as Cameron Buell's 17th of the year wins the game. It was a bend but not break game, but also a good offensive game for you guys, and you score on your first shot and your last shot. What'd you see from the overall 63-plus minute effort last night?
Well, I thought it was, as you described, it was a bit back and forth, and we had to have some big moments. I know Murph made a couple timely saves throughout the game on good plays by Wichita and or mistakes by us. I thought that our resiliency and our effort to keep battling and to get the lead, and then a huge penalty kill, even though they got one. I mean, that's a turning point in the game, and then to get our momentum back into overtime and get a big goal. I thought it was a really good, hard-fought victory.
You had the first 6 shots of the game, and you scored 13 seconds in when Ryan Chizowski made up for a lot of lost time and scored on the first shift of the game. What did you like about your start in the first 5 or so minutes last night?
Yeah, I thought, and we've had some good starts. I thought we came out, we played fast. I thought we were physical. We moved pucks really well. I think Jaden Shields jumped in and fired some pucks north to really get us going. So I thought we, came out with good energy, and having that 1-goal lead is a nice start.
And as you said, you had to answer a lot when Wichita came back and tied the game in the third period. The shots were 18-2 in that third period, but you accomplished the goal of surviving that and getting to OT where you could end up winning the game. What'd you like about the bend but not break nature of the game that presented itself, and how you guys got out of that third period still tied?
Well, the penalty kill was such a big moment, right? It's 5 minutes and they scored. There's 1:52 left, so you've got to get through that. I mean, anything can happen, and not too often are you in that situation. So, would we like it to be scripted a little bit differently, start to finish of the third period? Yeah, we would, but we were able to survive and get it to overtime and get a win.
What changed getting into overtime aside from going from 5-on-5 to 3-on-3? Because you got a couple of early shots and had more shots in the OT than the entire third period.
Yeah, I mean, we just you get the right guys out there. You win a face-off, you have possession. We took a couple pucks to the net off of face-offs, and I thought we were controlled and composed and played very well there.
So you signed Cameron Buell in the offseason. The first newcomer that you signed goes from 4 goals last year with 2 different teams to 17 already this year. What's been the biggest jump in his game he's made as a rookie to a second-year pro?
Well, I didn't coach him or see him last year. I watched some video, but I was familiar with Cam, from college, and he's got really good hockey IQ. I think we've adjusted his role a little bit from maybe what he thought he was to what we thought he could be, and he's been receptive to those ideas. He's got really good skills, a really good brain, can skate well. So, he's been very opportunistic. Hasn't gotten a lot of power play time, but still continues to score. And those 17 goals for a guy without power play time is really, really, really good.
And that lineup last night, just looking at who's in the top 6, who's in the role-playing spots, it seemed like a much more normal lineup to what we're used to seeing with Ryan Chizowski and Quinn Olson back, and everyone kind of playing in their spots. How'd you like being able to put, having more options to put on that lineup and what you put out there on the ice last night?
Well, it's nice to have Chizer back, nice to have Olson back, and even Davis missed a game last week. But, what I really liked, I thought it was really an important line, was our fourth line, which had Bernie, Bowman, and Fighton. I thought those guys played really well. So obviously scored the 3rd goal, but I thought those guys made a huge difference in the game for us. They were physical, and they slotted in nice. I thought Bernie, fit in very well coming off a college career, and, it just gives you some flexibility and some identity.
The one word that both you and Braden Bernie used to describe his game was forecheck, and that goes with all 3 guys on that line. What'd you like about their forechecking ability and just laying hits on the forecheck as well deep in their zone?
Well, they're big, strong guys, and Bernie and Fighton in particular as wingers can get in on the forecheck, and I thought they did that. First, you got to get the puck out, then you got to get it in, and then you got to be physical. So, I really thought they added a lot to our game and a really good element, and something that we've been sort of missing on that unit.
We'd also missed for the last 2 weeks the Ryan Chizowski, Quinn Olson pairing. on that line with Ryan Wagner this time together, and they get 3 points by themselves in the first period. Just what has that chemistry been like all year between 51 and 29? They've been together most of the 56 games, and they're always clicking out there when they're on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good players, and they enjoy each other. They feed off each other well, and I think they complement each other in that, Olsen can really transport and lug the puck, and Chizowski's a shooter with a really good stick and a really good brain. So together, they're very good.
What are some of the strengths that you liked going into Game 2 and some things you want to clean up going into Game 2?
Well, we always want to clean up our D zone, always want to clean up our breakouts, and that's a theme. But what I look forward to is that the urgency and the mindset of how hard we're going to compete and what we're going to do physically. Because when we do that, when we play properly, when we do the right things, we're a really good team. When we don't do that, we give up too many shots and too many goals.
I saw your reaction on the bench when Cameron Buell's shot went in, a pump of the fist, and you celebrate with the handshakes, of course, with your fellow staffers. Just being able to break that losing skid that was a rather unexpected streak of a couple of weeks with a game like that had a lot going on, a back-and-forth game that you win. What was that feeling like, just getting back in the win column?
Well, it was really good. I mean, we know how important every point is, and I didn't want to give up any to Wichita. They earned one, and we earned two. But, it's a fine line between a rut and a groove, and you just hope that a game like that can get you on the right side of the groove side.
All right, keys for tonight?
Want to play hard, play fast.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks.